Welcome back to the Monkey Cave, you guys. So I know that we're in the middle of a Bronco build over here, but I happen to have this car show up the other day, and it's going to be a kind of an extensive build, but it's quite unique, so I wanted to share it with you guys. What have we got here is a 1964 Ford Falcon wagon, right? It's been sitting in a field for most of its life, all of that. The body itself is in wonderful condition. The underside is all rusted out. So I'll be putting a new floor pan in this car to get started, which isn't really the fun stuff. But once I get the new floor pan in, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be turning this into like an autocross style car. We're going to try and put coilovers all the way around it. Of course, high performance front suspension. We're going to upgrade to like a Mustang 2 style with coilover. And I'll link the rear. And then of course I'm going to do some trickery with the old metal works, which is what we're pretty good at anyways. And then we're going to have a hot 302 motor put in it. Actually, it's a stroke 347 that we're going to be building to put in this car too. So this is going to be a good time. So with this car, I've already pulled all the front suspension off. As you can see, it's pretty corroded under there. In the rear, I pulled all that suspension out as well. I put the car up on stands so I can work on it because I'm going to have to replace this floor. So I need access to the entire underside. But in the meanwhile, I still got to get rid of all this stuff too. Alright, you guys, so as you can see here, this 1964 Ford Falcon wagon, the floor was just rotted all the way out of this car. So I went ahead and cut the floor out. I ordered a new one up from Dynacore so that I got a new floor ready to go in this car right here. The cool thing about this wagon is I was able to basically tweak this floor enough that I fit it through the back door with no cutting of anything else. I was a little worried about that at first. It's a tight fit, no doubt. As long as you're not worried about scratching anything, it's squeezed in here barely. Before I actually went and put this floor in place, I reinforced the original forward frame on this car. The rear frame of this car I also basically rebuilt, and then I tied it all together with rectangular tubing to turn it into basically a full frame car. Now, the original leaf spring pivots for this car were about 2 inches back here. I moved them forward 2 inches because I'm going to link this car. It's not going to be on leaf springs anymore anyways, and I'm going to try and improve some of the handling characteristics, which is your instant center. Okay, and what that is, that's some imaginary lines that point towards the back of the motor, things like that. And what it does is when you accelerate or decelerate, it actually engages the different positions of cycle in the suspension in the rear. So hopefully it doesn't slam when you hit the throttle. It actually has a stopping point, things like that. So there's some geometries to figure out in that. I moved these pivots forward 2 inches and built new ones so they're a little more robust. This frame basically follows all the way to the front, ties in here. I also tied it into the original transmission tunnel right here. It's been summertime, it's been pretty hot. So I'm at the point now where I'm getting ready to drop the new floor in this car, do some firewall work. Then I have a whole pile of goodies inside this, my garage, that go on this car from Total Cost Involved. There's some friends of ours, and we love the products that they build as far as hot rods go. All right, you guys, so I just wanted to end this episode basically before I get into the new episode. So you can see right here the remnants of my frame rail runs all the way back, ties into new link pivots because we're not going to be running leaf springs anymore. As you can see, I cut out this portion of the firewall that was also rotten. For right now, I'm gonna move past that a little bit because I'm ready to start the TCI front suspension, and that's what's coming up next.